They say one stupid decision can flip your entire world upside down. I didn't believe that until I lost that bet. And now, everyone thinks I'm his girlfriend. I wish I could say it was a prank that faded after a day. But what started as a joke spiraled into something far deeper, far more dangerous, and maybe something I never expected to want. But how did it get this far? That's the question I ask myself every single day. It all started about 3 weeks ago. My name's Ryan. I'm 20 years old, currently in my second year of college, majoring in computer science. Quiet guy. Normal life. At least, that's what people thought. I lived in a small off-campus apartment, the kind where the walls are thin and the neighbors keep to themselves. Cozy, not fancy, but it was enough. And then there was Emma. She was my girlfriend for almost 8 months. Smart, sarcastic, fiercely independent.
She challenged me.
She could read me better than anyone else. But even she didn't know everything about me. Because there was a part of me, a part one never dared share. You see, ever since I was a kid, I was fascinated by things boys weren't supposed to like. I didn't play rough or care for sports. I admired softness, how fabric flowed, how colors shimmered, how grace could live in movement. But those thoughts, I buried them. Because I knew people wouldn't understand. Emma loved me for who I was. Or at least the part one showed her. We'd spend long nights talking about dreams, fears, stupid memories. She once told me, "I like how honest you are, Ryan. You don't pretend to be someone else." That stung more than she knew. Because I was pretending, wasn't I? My real world was small. School, work, Emma. I worked part-time at a tech repair shop and spent evenings either gaming or watching makeup tutorials in secret. I never dared try any of it. Just watched. Imagined. Wondered. Until that night. It was a Friday. Emma had gone to visit her parents in another city and wouldn't be back until Sunday night. My roommate, Jay, had also gone out with friends. I had the apartment to myself. That's when he texted me.
"You in?"
Loser of the game has to do a dare. It was Jay, of course. Competitive, always joking, and unfortunately always dragging me into some ridiculous challenge. "What kind of dare?" I asked.
"You'll see. Come on."
Chicken? I should have said no. I really should have. But that's the thing about people like me, we live with the constant pressure to be normal. To prove we're not strange or weak or weird. So I agreed. We played. And, of course, I lost. Jay grinned like the devil himself when he announced the dare. You have to dress as a girl. Full makeover. Outfit, heels, wig. And wear it for 3 hours. My heart nearly stopped. I tried to laugh it off. You're kidding. Nope, he said, holding up his phone. I've got a friend who owes me a favor. She'll bring the clothes over tomorrow. You're doing it. Or you're backing out like a coward. I didn't sleep that night. My mind ran wild, terror and excitement battling inside me. It was the thing I'd never let myself do. And now, if I didn't do it, Jay would make sure everyone knew I'd chickened out. So I agreed. It was supposed to be a joke. Just one night. 3 hours. But when the day came, when I stood in front of the mirror in that outfit, something inside me shifted. Not just a little.
Deeply.
Like I was seeing myself for the first time. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before that moment, I was just Ryan. The quiet guy, the tech nerd, Emma's boyfriend.
Emma.
God, I kept thinking about her. If she ever found out, I didn't even know what I'd say. I could already picture the look on her face.
Shock.
Disgust?
Confusion?
She'd never seen that side of me. Not once. I was always careful. Always kept it buried. But I had 2 days to myself. 48 hours. I figured if I was going to do this, I'd do it right. I'd keep it secret. No one would ever know. I didn't realize how quickly that secret would unravel. The plan was simple. Try the outfit, take a few pictures to prove I did the dare, and change back before anyone came home. But nothing, absolutely nothing went according to plan. It's strange how the smallest choices can echo the loudest. A bet made in laughter. A dare meant to humiliate. And a single moment of curiosity that would unravel everything I knew about myself and about Emma. And now, looking back, I wonder, was this always who I was? Was I always meant to become her? Because that day didn't end after 3 hours. It stretched into the next day, then the next. And before I knew it, people were calling me his girlfriend. The next morning, I woke up feeling like it had all been a dream. The text messages.
The bet. The dare.
I stared at the ceiling for a long time, listening to the silence of the apartment. Emma wouldn't be back until Sunday night. Jay wouldn't return until late. I was completely alone. And then the knock came. I froze. It wasn't loud, just a gentle tap on the door. I opened it slowly and found a girl standing there, tall, slim, with lavender-dyed hair and a smirk that made me nervous. "You're Ryan, right?" she asked, holding up a plastic bag. "Jay's friend. He told me to drop these off." She handed me the bag. Inside, a wig, heels, tights, and a carefully folded outfit. Name's Lexi. I also included a bit of makeup, just in case you want to go full glam. Before I could say anything, she turned and walked away, humming. I stood there in the doorway, clutching the bag like it was about to explode. For 10 minutes, I just stood in the living room staring at it. My heart was racing, my palms sweaty. But then I made a decision, one that would change everything. I went to the bathroom and locked the door behind me. Piece by piece, I laid the outfit out. A short maroon dress with a waist belt, sheer tights, a matching choker, and kitten heels. I picked up the wig, long, dark brown curls that shimmered in the light. It felt like touching a dream I wasn't supposed to have. I started with the tights. Sliding them up my legs felt weird, sure, but right. In a way I didn't expect. The fabric hugged my skin, soft and warm. Next, the dress. It fit a little snug but clung to my frame in a way that made me see myself differently. I looked longer.
Softer.
Not just Ryan anymore. When I looked in the mirror, I paused. I didn't recognize the person staring back. I hesitated, then pulled out the makeup.
Just a little, I told myself.
Lexi had included a small mirror, lip gloss, mascara, foundation, and blush. I'd seen enough tutorials to know the basics. My hands trembled, but I began applying it anyway. When the wig finally sat on my head, I gasped. She was real. The girl in the mirror was me. Or some version of me. Someone I had always imagined in secret, never daring to meet. And now here she was, looking back at me, eyes wide with a mix of fear and wonder. I didn't have a name for her. Not yet. But she felt more real than I expected. My phone buzzed.
Jay.
"Send proof, dude. Let's see if you actually did it." I hesitated, then posed awkwardly in front of the mirror and snapped a photo, nothing dramatic, just enough to show the outfit. I sent it to him with a simple message.
Done.
I expected teasing, laughter, a storm of mocking texts. But instead he sent back.
Damn.
"You actually look kinda good?" I didn't know how to respond. My fingers hovered over the screen, heart pounding. Then he sent another message. "Low-key, you could pass. Like if I didn't know, I'd think you were a real girl." The words echoed in my head. If I didn't know, was that a compliment? An insult? A dare to take it further? That's when the idea hit me. What if I did try to pass? Not just for fun, but to see if it was possible. To walk outside, even just for a moment, and have no one question me. It felt insane. But I couldn't let it go. That afternoon, I watched more videos, makeup tricks, how to walk in heels, how to adjust your voice. I spent over an hour practicing in front of the mirror, trying to soften my tone, change my posture. Each adjustment made me feel closer to her. She wasn't perfect. I still looked like me under the makeup, still felt like I was pretending. But it wasn't just about pretending anymore. It was discovery. I opened my closet. Most of it was guys' stuff, hoodies, jeans, sneakers. But at the very back, hidden in an old shoebox, was something I'd kept from years ago, a simple pink tank top and a denim skirt I had secretly bought online. I never had the courage to wear them.
Until now.
I changed out of Lexi's clothes and into mine. They didn't match perfectly, but they felt like mine in a way the others didn't. I stared into the mirror again. She was still there. And that's when I heard it, the sound of a door unlocking. My blood froze. I thought Jay wasn't supposed to be back until night. I panicked. There was no time to change. I grabbed the nearest thing, an oversized blanket from the couch, and wrapped it around me. My heels clacked against the floor as I backed into the kitchen, heart racing. But it wasn't Jay. It was Emma. She walked through the door with a suitcase, her face surprised and confused. "Ryan? I didn't think you'd be here." I tried to keep my voice steady. "I thought you were coming tomorrow." She looked at me, eyes narrowing slightly. "Why are you wrapped in a blanket? Are you okay?" I faked a cough.
Just not feeling great.
Thought I was getting sick. Her eyes flicked to the floor, where one of the heels had fallen. I kicked it under the couch quickly. She stepped closer. "Are you sure everything's fine?" "Yeah," I lied. "Just resting." She didn't seem convinced. But she didn't press further. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about how close I'd come to being discovered. One more second, one more question, and the truth would have spilled out. And yet, even through the terror, a strange thought lingered. I wanted to do it again. The next morning, when Emma went out for errands, I changed again. I added earrings this time, practiced walking more confidently. The feeling was electric. I felt powerful, beautiful,
Alive.
and then it happened. I went outside, just to the mailbox, just a few steps. But when the old man across the hall glanced at me and smiled politely without a hint of suspicion, I felt a rush of adrenaline unlike anything I'd ever felt before. I could do this. I could pass. And yet that tiny victory came with a terrifying price. Because I didn't know how to go back. That evening, Emma noticed my nails. I had forgotten to remove the clear polish Lexi had left. She raised an eyebrow. "Trying something new?" I froze. A no. Just a dare from Jay. She laughed, thinking it was harmless. Figures. I laughed too. But inside, my heart was pounding. Every day after that, I pushed a little further. A new top. A longer walk. A softer voice. It wasn't just about the dare anymore. It was about becoming her. But with every step I took forward, I also felt the walls closing in. Emma was noticing things. Little things. And Jay, he wasn't just teasing me anymore. He started asking strange questions. "You ever thought about going out like that again?" he asked one night, half joking. I shrugged it off. But my silence said more than I wanted to admit. The turning point came on Wednesday. Jay barged into the apartment with a girl by his side. "This is Maya," he said. "She's gonna help you go full passable. Like, totally girlfriend material." I stared at them in horror.
What?
"You lost the bet, remember?"
He smirked.
"New dare. You got to walk around town with Maya like a couple's outing. And everyone's going to think you're my girlfriend." I thought he was joking. He wasn't. And now I was trapped. The mirror didn't lie. She was back again, flawless makeup, soft curls falling over her shoulders, long lashes hiding the nervous flicker in her eyes. But this time, she wasn't just for me. She was for everyone else. For the world outside. For Jay's joke. For the lie. Maya had done a full makeover. She was a makeup artist, apparently an old friend of Jay's who was far too excited to turn me into Jay's girlfriend for the day. "You're actually kinda stunning," she said as she brushed shimmer over my cheekbones. "You've got the bone structure for this. You ever done this before?" I gave a tight smile, shaking my head. She grinned. "Liar. You've got the walk down already." I couldn't tell if that was a compliment or an accusation. Jay was waiting in the living room with his phone out, recording everything. "Gotta get some before and after shots," he joked. "Our little challenge girl is about to go public." I wanted to say no.
To walk away.
But something inside me, some mix of fear, curiosity, and an unbearable longing kept me frozen. That morning, I walked out the door on Jay's arm. Wearing a denim jacket over a cream-colored dress Maya had picked, nude heels, and a tiny purse that held my lip gloss, a compact mirror, and a backup pair of flats I prayed I wouldn't need. The first few steps outside felt like stepping off a cliff. Every sound was louder. Every stare, imagined or real, burned like fire. I stayed close to Jay, clutching his arm like it was a lifeline. We walked through the local market, then a park. A couple even smiled at us as we passed. Jay played his role perfectly, holding my hand, whispering to me, leaning in like we were something real. And the scariest part? I started playing along too. Because when people looked at us, they didn't see Ryan. They saw someone else. Someone softer. More open. Someone who belonged. It was addictive. I laughed when he joked, smiled when he teased me, and when he brushed a strand of hair from my face with a smirk, I didn't pull away. It was a performance. But for a moment I forgot it was. Until we saw her.
Emma.
She stood across the street, frozen mid-step, her eyes locked on us. Time stopped. Jay didn't see her. He was too busy showing me something on his phone. But I did. I saw her stare, eyes wide, mouth slightly open, like she couldn't believe what she was seeing. I turned away quickly, tugging Jay toward the opposite direction. He raised an eyebrow. What's up? Nothing, I lied. Just felt weird being out here. Too many people. He nodded. We'll head back. As soon as we got home, I bolted for the bathroom and shut the door. I stared at the mirror again. But this time, I didn't see her. I saw me terrified, guilty, unraveling. My phone buzzed.
Emma, who was that girl with Jay?
I stared at the message, fingers shaking. I couldn't answer. I didn't know how to lie to her. Not like this. Instead, I sat on the floor of the bathroom and cried. The next day, Emma came over without warning. She knocked gently, not angry, just concerned. I had barely managed to scrub the makeup off and change back into my usual hoodie and jeans before letting her in. She looked at me like she was searching for something. Can we talk?
She asked.
I nodded, but the dread in my stomach said otherwise. She sat on the couch, folding her arms. Ryan, was that your cousin? The girl with Jay? I swallowed hard.
No.
Then who was she? I paused. Just someone doing a dare. A dare?
Yeah.
Jay's idea. He dared me to dress up and go out with him.
Said it was part of the bet. She didn't speak.
Just stared. You dress like a girl? She finally asked, her voice low. Yeah, I said, trying to laugh it off. Crazy, right? Just a joke. Silence. I mean, it was weird.
But kind of fun, I guess.
I didn't expect it to go that far. She looked down at her hands. Why didn't you tell me? I shrugged. I didn't think it mattered. Ryan, she said, voice soft, I've known you for almost a year. And I've never seen that look on your face. Not once. You looked happy.
Alive. Who was she?
I didn't answer. Because I didn't know anymore. The line between her and me had blurred. Emma stood up slowly. I'm not mad. I'm just confused. Hurt that you couldn't tell me. That you hid it. I didn't mean to, I whispered. It just happened. She nodded, heading for the door. I need some time, she said, to figure out what this means. When she left, the silence that followed was deafening. I stayed locked in my room for hours. I stared at my clothes, my makeup kit, the wig. I thought about burning it all, deleting the pictures, pretending it never happened. But then Jay texted me. We're going viral. I blinked.
What?
He sent a screenshot. A short video clipped me and him walking in the park. It had already been shared on a campus gossip page. The caption read, Jay finally shows off his mystery girlfriend.
Who is she? My heart sank.
Thousands of views. Hundreds of comments. Some praising me. Some mocking. But none of them knew who I really was. And that scared me more than anything. Because now I had two choices. Hide. Or lean in. I tried hiding. I skipped class for days. Turned my phone off. Ignored Emma's messages. Even Jay got quiet after a while. But the secret didn't stay hidden. One afternoon, Maya showed up at the door again. I thought you should know, she said, holding up her phone. Some girl's been trying to figure out who you are. She thinks Jay's hiding something. I sat on the couch, exhausted. I can't keep doing this. She sat beside me. You're already doing it. Whether you meant to or not.
People saw someone they liked.
Someone real. Are you really gonna throw her away? I'm not her, I whispered. I'm just Ryan. She gave me a look. Maybe you're both. And that's when the knock came. Firm. Confident.
Emma.
She stood at the door, holding something in her hands. A box. I thought you might want this back, she said. You left it at my place. She handed it to me and turned to leave.
But then she stopped.
I did some reading, she said without facing me. About gender. About identity. About crossdressing. I stayed silent. I'm not saying I understand all of it, she continued. But I want to. I want to understand you.
The real you.
Not the version you think I need you to be. I felt my throat tighten. And if that means you being her sometimes, she added, finally turning around, then I'd rather know her than keep pretending she doesn't exist. I stepped forward, but before I could speak, Jay burst in. Dude, you won't believe this. Someone figured it out. They posted a side-by-side. You and her. I felt the world tilt.
Emma looked at me.
Then it's time, she said. For what? For you to stop running. I stood there, frozen between two worlds. The one where I was Ryan safe, quiet, hidden. And the one where I was her, the girl everyone thought was Jay's mysterious girlfriend. The one now splattered across social media, her identity unraveling with every refresh. Emma was still standing there, calm but serious.
You need to decide, she said. Not just for me.
For yourself. I looked down at the box she had given me. Inside were the little things I'd left at her place: a hair clip, the sample lipstick I'd once tried to hide, a silver chain necklace. All of them pieces of her. And now, I wasn't sure if I could live without her. Jay dropped his phone on the table, face pale.
It's bad, man.
Comments are piling up. People are already tagging your real account. You've got maybe an hour before it spreads everywhere. I sat down slowly, head in my hands. It was over. The double life. The secrecy. The illusion. But then Emma sat beside me. She didn't say a word. Just held my hand. I'm scared, I whispered. I know, she said. What if everyone hates me? Then let them, she said. But at least they'll see you. Not the mask. The door buzzed. Jay checked the monitor. It's Lexi and Maya. They saw the post. Thought you'd need backup. I almost laughed. Somehow, this mess had created its own strange family. We let them in. Lexi looked me up and down. If they're gonna see you, make sure it's on your terms. Maya pulled out her kit.
Sit down.
We've got 20 minutes. I hesitated. Then I sat. They worked quickly: foundation, liner, lashes. The works. As they transformed me for what could be the last time, I kept my eyes closed.
Trying not to panic.
Trying to breathe. When it was done, Maya turned the mirror toward me. There she was again. The girl no one really knew. Or maybe they did now. Emma handed me the wig. If you're going to walk out there, walk as her. I took it, slid it on slowly, adjusted it,
smoothed the strands.
Jay opened the laptop and showed me the screen. The campus forum was on fire. Comments, screenshots, even a poll. Is Jay dating Ryan? Or is she someone else? Who is this girl, and why does she look like Ryan's twin? What if Ryan is her? Emma looked at me, waiting. Maya opened the front door. Jay grabbed his phone. We go now. We control the story. We wait, someone else controls it. I took one step forward. Then another. Down the hallway. Into the light. We didn't go far. Just into the apartment courtyard. But enough people were already there: neighbors, classmates, friends. All staring. Someone gasped. Another whispered, "Is that?" And then,
flash. Flash. Click.
The first photo was taken. Jay stepped forward, confidently holding my hand. This, he announced loudly, is my girlfriend. You've already met her. You just didn't know it. A wave of silence. Then someone asked, "Wait, Ryan?" I stood still. My heart thundered. I didn't answer. Emma stepped beside me, eyes fierce.
She's more than just a name, she said.
So maybe ask who she is, not just who she was. Someone else whispered, "She's actually beautiful." I looked up. Eyes everywhere. Phones everywhere. But no one laughing. No one mocking. Not yet. And then my phone buzzed again. A private message. From my mom. The preview read, "Is this you?" I felt everything drain from my face. Emma noticed. "What is it?" I turned the screen toward her. She read the message and swallowed hard. "Do you want to talk to her?" I shook my head. Because I wasn't ready.
Not yet.
But then a new voice cut through the crowd.
Hey.
Are you Ryan? I turned. It was Ethan, one of my oldest friends. We hadn't spoken in months. He stared at me, really stared, and then said, almost gently, "You look happy." I didn't know how to respond. My throat burned with the weight of everything I wanted to say. But before I could speak, a loud voice from the side called out, "Is this all just a prank?" I turned toward it. A guy I barely knew, holding his phone filming. "She's faking, right? Just doing this for views?" Another voice added, "Yeah, come on. No guy does this unless he's desperate for attention." The mood shifted. People murmured. Jay stepped forward, fists clenched. "Back off." Emma moved too, but I stopped them. Because I knew. This was the moment I had to speak. But just as I opened my mouth, a voice shouted from behind, "Ryan!" I turned around and saw my father, standing there, watching, his face unreadable. And then, everything went silent. Black screen. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.